Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Here, the Watchmen. And, I want to wish you guys all a wonderful, blessed Memorial Day. What a day. It's a great day for everybody to gather as a family. We've got barbecues going on across the country. People are out camping at the beach, going to the big sales. I mean, there's tons of Memorial Day sales today. Some people are going to the beach for the first time, and it's the kickoff to summer. What a great day. But I don't want you to forget what it's really all about. What it's really all about is honoring the brave men and women who gave their lives in defense of your freedom to worship the way we want to worship, the freedom to say what you want to say, and the freedom to have those barbecues, picnics, campouts, and go to those sales that we all like to. All of that's great, but don't forget what it's all about. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of men and women have given their lives freely in defense of your freedom and the freedom of your family. So I want you to pray for them, and especially pray for the ones that were left behind, the families that were left behind. Now, I want to read you something. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to try and paraphrase it. I posted it on my Facebook page the other day. But it's something about just the Vietnam War that was sent to me by a dear friend of mine, Mr. Ray Sanford, out of Irvine, California, who is a Vietnam veteran and served in country. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this for you because it'll help you understand how the depth of the sacrifices that were made. And this is just regarding Vietnam. So this is a little history that most people have no idea about. There were 58,267 names listed on the polished black wall, including those added in 2010. That's the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. The names are arranged in order in which they were taken from us by date, and within each date, the names are alphabetized. It's hard to believe that that was 61 years ago since the first casualty. The first known casualty was Richard B. Fitzgibbon of North Weymouth, Massachusetts, listed by the U.S. Department of Defense as having been killed on June 8, 1956. His name is listed on the wall. One, Marine Corps Lieutenant Corporal Fitzgibbon III, who was killed on September 7th, 1965. There are three sets of fathers and sons whose names are listed on the wall. 39,996 on the wall were just 22 years old or younger. 8,283 were just 19 years old. The largest group, 33,103, were 18 years old. 12 soldiers on the wall were 17 years old. 5 soldiers on the wall were 16 years old. One soldier, PFC Dan Bullock, was 15 years old. 997 soldiers were killed on their first day in Vietnam. 1,448 soldiers were killed on their last day in Vietnam. 31 sets of brothers are on the wall. 31 sets of parents lost both their sons. 54 soldiers attended Thomas Edison High School in Philadelphia. 8 women are on the wall, all nurses tending to the wounded. 244 soldiers were awarded the Medal of Honor during Vietnam. 153 of them are on the wall. Bellsville, Ohio, with a population of 475 people, lost 6 of her sons. West Virginia had the highest casualty rate per capita in the nation. There were 711 Virginians listed on the wall. The Marines of Moronic, Arizona, they led some of the scrappiest high school football and basketball teams that the little Arizona copper town of, I don't know how to pronounce this, Morenci, population. They enjoyed roaring beer bus in quieter moments. They rode horses along the Coronado, stalked deer in the Apache National Forest. And in the patriotic camaraderie Typical of the mining families, the 9 graduates of their high school enlisted as a group in the Marine Corps. The service began on Independence Day, 1966. Only 3 of them returned home. The buddies of Midville, Utah, Leroy Tafoya, Jimmy Martinez, Tom Gonzalez, were all boyhood friends and lived on 3 consecutive streets in Midville, Utah on 5th, 6th, and 7th Avenues. They lived only a few yards apart. They played ball at the adjacent Sandlot ball field. All went to Vietnam. In a span of 16 dark days in late 1967, all 3 would be killed. Leroy was killed on Wednesday, November 22nd, the 4th anniversary of JFK's assassination. Jimmy died less than 24 hours later on Thanksgiving Day. Tom was shot dead assaulting the enemy on December 7th, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. The most casualty deaths for a single day was on January 31st, 1968. 245 men lost their lives. The most casualty deaths for a single month was May of 1968. 2,415 casualties were incurred. For most Americans who read this, they will only see the numbers that the Vietnam War created. To those who served and survived the war, and to the families of those who did not, we see the faces, we feel the pain those numbers created. We are until we pass away, haunted by these numbers, because they were our friends, our fathers, our husbands, our wives, our sons, and our daughters. There are no noble wars, just noble warriors. So just think about that when you go through your day today and you're having a great time out there. Remember what it was really all about. Remember, and don't ever, ever forget the contributions that some Americans made to guarantee and ensure your freedom and your way of life here. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you here again later today with Dr. Michael Lake on another version of the Watchmen's Report.